Alright, today I'm gonna tell you a bit more about webhooks. Webhooks are, what type of webhooks they are, test versus production in n8n, how to receive information via web, and how to send information to a web. Anyway, so let's get started. For this test I'm gonna use two softwares that are entirely free. One of them is Postman. You can Google Postman, hook on Google, and you're gonna find it, make an account, and you're gonna be able to use it. And then the other one is webhook.site. On this one you don't even need to make an account to use. So what webhooks are? Webhooks are lines of communication. That's how softwares communicate with each other over the internet. There are a couple of types of webhooks. We have get, head, patch, post, put, and delete. But most of the time we'll use get or post. This pretty much means that we're either going to get information or post information. And in this case, if we are using n8n, which is similar to Zapier or Make, but much better. Anyway, in n8n you have two types of webhooks, which are test and production. Test is usually for testing. As you can see, there is also a webhook test in the URL. And the production one is just a webhook. As the name suggests, for the production, for the actual project you're gonna make, you want to use the production always. And what that means is that when you click activate, the webhook that you're going to use is production, is this one. And the test webhook can be activated by clicking the test button here. I'm going to show you how to use it, and I'm also showing you my trick to always use the right one. Let's say I want to get some information here. I want to click on this one. It doesn't matter if it's a post or get for this example. And then I want to click on listen for test event. Then I'm gonna go to Postman, post the webhook, make sure that the type is get because I have a get webhook here, and send. As you can see, we received the message, workflow was started, and we also received some information here. This is not going to work if I change the type here to post, and here is get, so they need to be the same. Alright, that's how you receive information via webhook. So as you can see, it says that we use get and it should be post, so let's change it to post. Go back here and listen for event again, then send it. Now as you can see, we got a response, workflow was started. And that's what we get. We also can include, for example, some query parameters. Let's say you're sending information about a person and you're gonna send their name, phone number, and date of birth. Here the name is test, if I can spell it right. A phone number is 06 something. Oh, never mind, I'm not writing anything. So the phone number is 06 something. The date of birth is 18th of October 2005. That's not my birthday, by the way. And again, because this is a test webhook, you need to go back and listen for test event. Click on send. And now we got all the information that's here. You can send like a bunch of stuff with the webhooks. You can send query, you can send a body, which can, for example, be a JSON file, but we're not going to get into that right now. As you most probably saw until now, we had to click listen every time to get information, and most of the times we don't want to do that. That's why if it's an actual project, we want to always use the production webhook, the production URL, and make sure that the workflow is active here. Let's change it. Oh, that's the new URL, and let's add a key that's, I don't know, name. And this time I'm gonna use my full name. As you can see, we got the same message, but we have nothing here. The information here, it's the same as the last time. That's why we need to go to executions and actually check the latest one, which happened at 3:03. If we go to the webhook, now you see that the name is my full name, which means that the latest call was successful. So that's pretty much how you use webhooks in n8n. I'm now going to show you how to actually send information via webhook. For this, we're gonna use a webhook.site. You don't need to make an account, it's free. I deleted the information just so you can follow along. So that's the webhook that you're gonna receive. You can click on it to copy the URL. Then you're gonna need to use an HTTP request, which I'm gonna connect to the manual start, otherwise it's just not gonna work. Then you're gonna open the HTTP request and paste the URL right here. So that's the same URL as right here. And then you can just test the workflow. I need to disable this web because otherwise it's not gonna work. So now test the webhook and let's see if we receive some information. Yeah, we just did at 3:05. Let's say we want to send information. We can, for example, use authentication, which you don't need in this case. We can send body. Most of the times you're gonna send JSON, and then we either use fields or actual JSON. I'm gonna use the fields first. Let's say the name this time is v1. So I'm gonna test again, and we just got a new one. As you can say, name is v1. We can also, for example, use JSON, and for that you need to open curly brackets, make some space, and then how JSON works is you need to add double quotation mark, write name underscore test, then double dot, open curly brackets again. This time say test pass, just so we have different data, and send it again, which we just received. One important thing that you need to know when you're using JSON is that, for example, I want to send something else. You can copy it and paste it. This time it could be phone number. If I want to send some phone number right now, it's just not gonna work because the JSON is valid in this case. Just because you need to add a comma after the first one. And now if I test again, we should have received the data, which is here. Anyway, I plan to post a bit more of those videos. Tell me if you like them or not. Also, I'm helping a friend of mine with his school community. So if you want to speak with me, just click the link below. And if you want me to work on some project that you have, I'm gonna also leave a link in the description.